In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 26, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Iowa State versus TCU. The Iowa State Cyclones will be trying to snap their 2-game losing streak when they face the TCU Horned Frogs on Saturday afternoon. The Cyclones are coming off a 14-10 loss to Texas Tech as 3.5-point underdogs. The Horned Frogs are coming off a 29-28 win over Baylor as 2.5-point favorites. Iowa State and TCU split their last 10 meetings. Iowa State is 2-5-1 against the spread in their last 8 games overall and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 road games, while the under is 5-0 in their last 5 games following an against the spread loss. TCU is 8-2-1 against the spread in their last 11 games overall and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games, while the under is 4-1 in their last 5 games in November. TCU continues to survive each week. They are just a win away from an improbable, undefeated regular season. Standing in their way is a visit from Iowa State. This could present a little bit of a problem for the Horned Frogs, whose typically high-volume offense has been sputtering a little. The Cyclones have the number 1 scoring defense, number 1 rush defense, and number 1 pass defense in the Big 12. While TCU has the number 1 offense in the conference, that doesn't scare Iowa State. They've dominated several of the conference's top offenses. In fact, they've allowed more than 20 points in just 3 of their 8 Big 12 games and over 30 just once. Their defense travels too. In their 4 previous road games this season, they've allowed 7, 14, 24, and 20 points. TCU hasn't won a game by more than 10 points since beating Oklahoma on October 1st. The pressure still sits on TCU to win out to make the college football playoff, and while Iowa State has nothing to play for, they'd still love to play spoiler. So the Iowa State Cyclones to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Cyclones average 21 points per game on the road and 14 points per game at home. In their last 3 games against the Horned Frogs, they averaged 45 points per game. TCU allows 25.5 points per game, so the Cyclones will score 25.5 points in this game. The Horned Frogs average 39.5 points per game on the road and 46 points per game at home. In their last 3 games against the Cyclones, they averaged 24 points per game. With Iowa State allowing 16.5 points per game, the Horned Frogs will not be able to push the score above the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Appalachian State versus Georgia Southern. A pair of teams from the East Division of the Sun Belt collide on the gridiron down in the Peach State. The Appalachian State Mountaineers are the road as they make the trip to face the Georgia Southern Eagles Saturday evening. Appalachian State knocked off Old Dominion 27-14 on the road last Saturday in their previous contest, though they failed to cover as a 17-point favorite in the game. Georgia Southern suffered a 3rd straight loss as they were dumped 23-10 at home by Marshall last Saturday, failing to cover as a 5.5-point underdog in their most recent game. In the all-time series between the teams, the Mountaineers own a 5-3 advantage and have won the last 2 meetings, including a 27-3 home victory in the most recent matchup on November 27, 2021. The Mountaineers are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 road games and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The Eagles are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games on grass and 11-5 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. The under is 4-1 in Mountaineers' last 5 games overall. The under is 4-1 in Eagles' last 5 games in November. The Mountaineers are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 meetings. The Appalachian State Mountaineers are the better team and should be favored, but we're getting free points with a Georgia Southern team that needs a victory. Georgia Southern goes to a bowl game for the 5th time in school history with a victory here. This is also senior night for a roster that has 29 seniors. And while the defense isn't good, Georgia Southern can put up points and has a top 10 passing offense in the country. The motivation is there for the Georgia Southern Eagles. Vantrease is having a big season, throwing for 22 touchdowns touchdowns, and I expect he is going to find success here. Appalachian State at times has played down to the competition, and Georgia Southern's offense is going to find success here. Georgia Southern is averaging 32 points per game, and they are going to find success here. So the Georgia Southern Eagles to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Appalachian State enters this game having had the under hit in 6 of their 11 games this season. This season, the Mountaineers have split their 4 road games in relation to the total number of games played. Georgia Southern has stayed under the mark in 6 of their 11 games this season. In 3 of their 5 home games this season, the Eagles have gone over the total. Coming into this game, Appalachian State has stayed under the number in 4 of their last 5 games, while Georgia Southern has 3 unders in their last 4. Based on recent events, this game appears to be on track to fall short of the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. LSU versus Texas Agricultural and Mechanical. The LSU Tigers and Texas Aggies face off on Saturday in a college football showdown at Kyle Field. When these two teams faced off in 2021, it was LSU that secured the 27-24 victory. LSU is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 road games, while the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games overall. The Texas Aggies are 0-3-1 against the spread in their last 4 conference games and 0-4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall, while the under is 5-1 in their last 6 games following an against the spread loss. I get the case to be made for the Aggies here, as in these rivalry games, you can usually throw records and trends out the window as these teams just want to beat each other. LSU has covered the last 11 spreads against the Texas Aggies, and they are going to find that success again here. The Texas Aggies offense isn't good, and it's not going to get any easier here. I still don't trust the Texas Aggies here, even against an LSU team with only pride to play for here as they've booked their spot in the Southeastern Conference title game. The Aggies should have used last week against UMass to take out some frustration on UMass, and they could barely get anything moving down the field. Daniels is going to have a big game against this Texas Aggies offense, and that will be the difference here. LSU may take a bit of a conservative approach here, but I still believe that the Tigers are the far better team and get the win by double digits here. So the LSU Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Tigers are averaging 33 points per game and 26 points per game on the road. They average 28 points per game in their last 3 games against the Aggies. They run the ball well, and they're facing the 126th run defense in the country. Even though the Aggies are giving up 21 points per game, the Tigers will come close to hitting their average in this game. The Aggies are averaging 21 points per game and 22 points per game at home. They average 17 points per game in their last 3 games against the Tigers. The Aggies and Tigers played over the total in 4 of their last 6 meetings. With LSU giving up 20 points per game, the Aggies will score enough points to push the score past the projected total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.